What's up? Welcome to Trackletics Live, the ultimate show for all things track and field. Join us as we dive deep into the sport, interviewing track and field athletes, coaches, nutrition specialists, and more. Get ready to hear some dope conversations and gain exclusive insight into what it takes to become a top performer in the sport. Whether you're a seasoned track and field athlete or just starting off, this is the show for you. So make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Let's get into the show. Welcome, Christian Wood.
Samar, how you doing? Thank you.
What's good,
Thank you.
man? How
Thank
you
you.
feeling today?
Shoot, man. Feeling pretty good. Can't complain. North of the grass line, kind
Well,
of blessed.
man, doing well. A little sore from practice, from competing, but it's the sport we in. Been putting in work. Yes, sir. We were at Azusa
last weekend.
Solid race, pretty solid track. That was actually my first time competing there. Not mad at all.
Okay.
You haven't?
I still haven't been out there.
Oh man, it's a dope track. It's a nice little thing. Nice school. They definitely got some money out there at that school, I'd say. How's season going for you?
Yeah. Shoot, man. It's going pretty well, I'd say. I'm peaking at the right time. Maybe season didn't start up as strong as I wanted it to be, or maybe I didn't, get to some of the marks I wanted to achieve. But coming towards the end of the season, I've been peaking right, and I've been on the proper path,
Hey, that's
uptrend. So
good.
it's coming together.
Timing for everything. Perfect timing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's go ahead and crack this thing off. My first question I love to ask everybody is, what is your track and field story, right? We got many different people in different events competing all over the world. And I truly feel like we have a unique story, So I want to take this time to hear more about your story, your journey. How did you get started in track? Why are you running track? Jumping.
Okay. Good questions. Okay, so how did I get started in track? Well, I don't think it was anything too crazy. Originally I started running cross country. And it was only for 1 year, but it was in 3rd grade. And I remember I was just watching a TV show, like we watched a movie in class about cross country. And I first wanted to start running because I thought it was an excuse to travel. Like, I can run from like California to like Disney World or something. Like, I thought people actually ran cross country. So I was like, that's cool. So I told my mom, and then, she signed me up for the school team. And then I did well in cross country. And then that's when I found out about track. And then ever since then, I've just been strictly a track guy. I didn't really like that just and stuff, even though I wasn't bad at it. But yeah. And then the second question
Why
is,
are you running? This is a hard sport. Like, what keeps you going? What keeps you, competing in this sport?
Shoot, I think it's what keeps me going in this sport. A lot of it, I was a natural competitor. I've always been competitive. I like to push myself and see. It tracks one of those cool sports because you can really see the work you've been putting in. You can see the progress you're making step by step, piece by piece. So I think that's something that keeps me around, is just knowing that, I just got to execute this or execute that, and then I could do what I want to do. So I say that's what keeps me around, especially, I'm on a great team, Cal State Fullerton, so I have a great support system, my teammates and stuff. That's something that definitely helped me stay around, because I originally I dropped out of school like 3 years ago. I dropped out, quit running track, and then I decided to come back after about like a 6-7 month, probably like say 6 months.
Okay, well, hold on. I gotta ask about that. What truly made you come back? There's a lot of track and field athletes that were fast in high school, fast in club, and they're no longer running track. So for you to quit and then come back, what drew you back to the sport?
It wasn't my time to be over. Honestly enough, it wasn't my time to be done with the sport. And I feel like maybe it was something I was kind of forcing, and it was not forcing, but it was also it was when COVID hit. So I feel like that was just a weird time mentally for everybody. And, I was also in this mind state where like I said, it's COVID. And I felt like I was doing nothing, and I felt like I just needed to, quit track and just get on with my life. Like, this isn't it for me anymore. Let me go basically be a big boy, blah, blah. And but for some weird reason, I thought that meant, oh, I'll have to drop out of school, college is done, like, blah, blah. And yeah, it was
Nah, I
just
hear
not
you.
working
That
out for me, to
COVID
say the
time,
least.
it was crazy. You know, we were literally in a pandemic. It's funny because when I talk to my parents,
Right.
that's something I asked them. Like, did you ever go through a pandemic? You know, so they don't under right. They don't. So they
Right.
don't
Something,
understand.
right?
You know, or nobody really understood where the world was going, what was going on, how to deal with it, or anything like that. So I definitely understand that. But let's take it back, right? So you started running cross country in third grade, right? Then you found out about track. So did you run in like elementary
Yep.
school, middle school?
Yeah, yeah. I ran all the way through. Yeah, I've run track since third grade. I've ran track since third grade all the way to high school. Summer track teams, ran for Bakersfield Greyhounds, Citrus Valley Jaguars when I was younger, um, as well as, and then let me see. Then I decided to go play football when I was in eighth grade.
Ooh,
Yeah, eighth grade, and then I tore my ACL. So then I tore my ACL. So then I was out of track for about a year and a half or so. And after I played football, I was like, yeah, you know what, you can get a scholarship to go run track. It's not just football. If you want free school, there's a numerous amount of sports you can do it in. And so yeah, I just decided to put
bro,
all my eggs in one
okay.
basket, and it
Uh,
worked out. So yeah,
how did you
it's always been
tear
track and
your
field.
ACL? That's especially being that young. What happened?
Yeah. Shoot, man. Yeah, I was 13. Uh, It was just a regular old game. I still vividly remember it. Yeah, I went in. I was playing defensive back. The dude came in, ran a slant, cut to the left on me, and the quarterback threw the ball, and he threw the ball, and the receiver caught it. It's crazy. It's the only pass caught on me all year that year. Caught it, he caught it, and I stripped the ball. I stripped it so it was a fumble, and it was just kind of like a scrumble or whatever going around on the ground, and like I was just in the way, and then
Ooh,
got rolled up
man.
on, and that was that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah, ACL and lateral
ooh,
meniscus
yes.
tear, so that
So
was no
lateral
fun.
meniscus
Yeah, that was
tear,
no.
ACL, and then you decided, you know
Yep.
what? I'm gonna recover from this. I'm gonna rehab. I'm gonna get back to the track.
Hmm.
And now you out here jumping, right?
Yes,
So from
sir.
high school, I
Hmm.
know you probably had a couple offers or a couple different looks, couple different things.
Right.
Not really. Well,
Not
what
really.
made you choose
No.
Fullerton, right? Did you initially go there your freshman year, or did you go somewhere else?
Yeah, I initially went to Fullerton my freshman year, but to give you the backstory kind of on that and my whole recruiting process, honestly, like I was just like, especially my body development, like I was like, straight up, I was a late bloomer, right? So like when I was like 17 years going into senior year, like I was still like 5'4", like 130. Like I was still a little kid, and I was getting like no recruiting attention at all. I probably was running like what I run. I ran like 11.9, 12 flat, and then I was jumping like 20 feet. I believe my PR was 20 feet 3. And then going into my senior year, some things happened for me, like physically, got a little bigger, got a little bit more mature, got a bit more mature, like mentally, started taking things more serious, and I realized, if I really do want to take my talents to the next level, you got to kind of have to start acting like it and start, going towards that every single day. And so, yeah, with that being said, I was just working really hard, grinding with my brother, Josh Norman, over there at Clovis North High School, doing great things with the program, and Coach Rich Brazil. Everybody over at Clovis North is doing fantastic. And, yeah, we're like going with that. And then, yeah, I made a big jump from my junior and senior year. And so, yeah, long story short, ended up running like 10.85, and then I jumped 23.3, and then good enough for me, I was able to jump my 23.3 PR at the California State meet. And then so once that happened, like I said, no really offers, no nothing. My whole recruiting process was I was sending out emails to coaches myself. I was sending out emails to like Arizona State, Sac State, all these like smaller schools I knew were kind of like in my range, my talent range at the time, and got a couple emails back. Sac State was interested. Arizona State was like, oh, you can come walk on. Wasn't really interested in that. I've been getting some love from Northridge though. They were showing me some love. Took a visit there, and I was actually going to sign with Northridge. And then once I hopped off the podium at State, I walk off the track, and my coach walks up to me, Josh walks up to me, he's like, oh, Cal State Fullerton wants to talk to you. And I had never really heard of Fullerton. I had only known of Fullerton because one of my friends she was coming here for volleyball. And that's how I knew about him. So I was like, okay, let me come check him out. And I talked to Coach Stafford, who was a coach at the time, discussed some things, and they got me down here for a visit, kind of fell in love with Orange County, and I just signed here, and
dang.
the rest is history.
Now, that is a dope journey, literally coming back from ACL tear, lateral meniscus, getting onto the track, jumping, that's, really unheard of. Make it to the state meet, have a great performance, and now you get some looks, meet your coach,
right?
And now he's like, hey, I want to get you down here, get you, to this school, and now look at you. That is an amazing journey for sure. But aside from, Fullerton has a dope campus, it's a great school, has some great education programs, great masters, right? What was the real determining factor that made you decide, you know what, I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to go here, invest my time here, compete here. What was the main determining factor?
Right. And are you saying that like in regards to like against like another?
I mean, because you could have always chosen another school. You could have walked on. You said you weren't really interested in that. Right. You could have went JC. Right. You could have continued sending emails, made some calls, took some other visits. Right. So what was the determining factor?
Right. I guess I felt comfortable with the coach at the time. I felt comfortable with the situation. Again, I mean, it was always a dream for me to go D1. So maybe I think that played a factor into it too. It's like, I had a couple of D1 tables on the table, or a couple of D1 schools on the table there. So it's like, I'm like, this is what I want to do. And so I just, went with Fullerton. They're a Nike school. Like I said, seemed cool, Orange County. I'm from Fresno originally. So I didn't get to grow up around, the beach, or I'm sorry about that. I didn't get to grow up around the beach or, good 75 degrees all year round. Like it's more like 105, 106 up there. So I just wanted to change the scenery. That was another thing. Okay, that was another thing. I was like, I definitely wanted to get away
for sure. Well, I mean, it seems like everything worked out for you. Long jump champ, right? You guys just won the Big West, right? So yeah, man, congrats on that. That's major. That's huge for sure. And I was watching the meter, streaming it, and the whole time they're like, "Oh yeah, Fullerton has no chance." Like they're like, "Yeah."
Like they forgot about it.
Really though, they're really like, Fullerton has no chance. They'd have to do something crazy, and lo and behold, you guys literally did something crazy, came back and won the Big West. So that's dope. Now,
yes, sir.
What is that team environment like? What is the coaching like,
Man, oh man, especially in relation to this year, this team environment was a lot different compared to the past couple of years, especially from my perspective and what I was experiencing. When I was coming up, this is our third one in a row, so like it was kind of like would have been my sophomore year, and then my junior year. It's kind of like I was on the come up, and I was the one like looking towards the seniors and like kind of feeding off of them and all the energy. So I had a great senior support system when I was here. But then going into this year, what was completely different about everything was it's like I was the senior, and I would say we were relying on like 8 or 9 freshmen that like had to come through for us. So the team environment all year was just knowing, or just like kind of driving home the fact that like it's going to take from the top to the bottom, and it did. So regardless if you think you're the worst person on the team, or if you think you're mid-pack, best on the team, it's like we're going to need you. And I think that was pretty evident, after me, like everybody was needed. And so, our culture was really good this year, I'd say. It came together. Because there was definitely times where, I'm not going to say I lost faith, but I mean, there are other teams, and as you can see them meet, Long Beach had a very, very good squad this year. Northridge had a very, very good squad this year. They were putting some great things together over there, and as well as Cal Poly. There was just a bunch of great competition, and we knew we had to step up, and fortunately everything fell our way.
This wasn't an easy victory at all, I mean, and to be honest, the announcers weren't lying. They just didn't have the faith, in you. They didn't know who y'all were, and the work that you put in, and all of that, But
Yes,
with
sir.
all of that being said, with that amazing journey from you starting from cross country, thinking that you can literally run cross country, to tearing your ACL, to not really getting any looks, and then you're at the state championship, make some good marks, and
Mhm.
now you're off to Fullerton. Through that whole journey,
Yep.
what has kept you motivated to actually stay focused, stay locked in, especially after that COVID year too, right? You said that you felt like you weren't done, but
Right.
what was the motivation to actually stay on track, to continue putting in work? Because you ran and you're jumping. So you don't have an easy, workload at all. What's keeping you motivated?
Right. Um, shoot, just having a good support system around me. It's not that, shoot. I mean, having a good support system around me. And then another thing, like I knew at the end of the day, like I kind of had to like get back into my mind because I didn't lose my mind, but I kind of got in that thing where I was like, oh, I didn't think college was necessarily like not a good thing, but I didn't think it was necessary. You know what I'm saying? I still don't believe it's all the way necessary, but at least for me, my path and my journey, and like I said, when I dropped out, I kind of went off the rails, was making bad decisions, not hanging out with the right people, stuff like that. It was just I needed that structure, and I needed to be able to keep my head on straight. So I felt like um, just staying the school route, and like you said, just being, I guess you could say I was a lot more, I found my intrinsic motivation again. Maybe when I was here before, it was like, not that I was doing it for other people, but not doing it for my love. It's like, oh, I gotta be here, I gotta be here. And then once I found my motivation again, it's like, no, like, I know what I'm here to do, I know what I want to do, like, let's
Right.
just get the
That's a
job
major
done, let's finish the
key
job.
because you can have, a good support system telling you can do it, but it's not until you
Mhm.
really believe that you can do it, that you find
Right.
the reasons to
Oh,
do it, that
exactly.
you
Hmm.
actually set off and you're able to reach your full potential. So that's dope. Now, back
Yes,
to
sir.
Fullerton. Sounds like you have a great team, right? But what is the
Yeah.
training like? I know
Yeah.
you guys have one of the best kinesiology programs. You have a great weight room with so many different resources and stuff like that, and so all of that bleeds into many different sports. But what is the training environment like? Like, what are you doing for training?
Uh, Shoot, me
Yeah, yeah.
myself, I can't give away
You
all
give
my
me a little
secrets.
bit.
Coach B's got what he's got going on over here. Uh, me myself, it's kind of almost been the same thing I've always done my whole life. I've always been a sprinter jumper. I've never really went over to like full jumps and no sprints because my brother's always driven in my head like you got to be able to sprint to jump. So my training is yeah, I'd say about 3 times a week. I'm like with the sprinters, or maybe like 2.5. I'll split a practice or two. In the other like 1 or 2 days, I'm hitting up some jump tech, getting my mark down, polishing up my technique, and then as well as we lift Monday. Oh no, we lift Monday, Wednesday, Friday first semester, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday after practice second semester. We're getting in there. We're working with our weight guys. Garv, Arjun, Ryan. We have a bunch of weight guys in there that help support us and help push us through our technique and stuff like that. And yeah, I guess I wouldn't say it like I'm on some crazy training regimen. It's just weights and
Dope.
sprints.
Okay.
Just trying to keep it
With you
simple.
splitting your practice like that, a couple days with the sprints, then you're with the jumps, then you lift the
Yeah,
weights.
yeah.
What is your favorite like sprint workout that you feel is helping you fly down the runway? Because you're not slow down the runway. There are some jumpers we watch, and they kind of slow down the runway, but they jump well, and it's like, dang, if you were a
Right,
little faster, you carry the momentum. So like
right,
you like your brother said,
right,
you do have to be able to sprint down that runway. So what's one of the sprint
right.
workouts that you're doing that you feel has helped translate over to the runway to help you jump?
Man,
Yeah, I
probably
was about
four,
to
three,
say,
two, two,
dang,
six.
that's
No, I'm just kidding.
jumping.
No, no, not that lie. No, 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 no. Coach B isn't that mean to me. What's it called? Probably, I'd say a good sprint workout we do. Once again, can't give away all the secrets. Uh, Let me see. I I like we do like 30 30, like 30 30 30 60 60 60 90 90
Mhm.
90. like a sprint workout, kind of like working on each phase of your 100. But for me, I kind of like do like mini phases because I know long jump is kind of like running 100, but it's super short and it's super condensed. Like instead of driving for like 30 meters, 25 meters, you're driving for like 20 or like 2 steps, you know? So stuff like that helps me. Also, we did like a lot of wickets this year, like running over the wickets. And so those sprint workouts help. I felt like those helped me with like stepping up and over my calf and staying tall coming through the board, which is one of my biggest problems I've always had. Is just I'm only like freaking like 5'10", but when I come into the board, I'm jumping like I'm 5'7" because I'm all like hunched down. And so yeah, I've always been taught like you got to jump taller than you are. So
that makes sense. That's definitely something that we can see while you're running down the the runway. Okay. What's one of your favorite weightlifting exercises that you do that you feel has helped track your jumps as well?
Oh, I love cleans. Cleans are fun. Power cleans, hang cleans. I also enjoy doing trap bar deadlifts, but I would definitely say cleans. I'm a big fan of like plyometrics and just maybe plyometrics type lifting. So stuff where you have to be really powerful and like getting the weight moving. Me myself, I'm not necessarily. I understand the importance of weights, but I've always been more on the side. Like I feel like plyometrics may be a little more beneficial for somebody like me, at least. I know everybody's body type's different. I know some people do need to lift weights and stuff. But I feel like maybe for me, I'm more of like a plyometrics, just like lighter, fast, smoother lifts. But yeah, I definitely say cleans. And then so I've always been my coach, Kyle Serrano over there in Fresno as well. He taught me everything I know about long jump. He always driven in my head. He's like, no, he's like, your hang clean, your power clean, they need to be good. You need to have good form. He's like, and if your power weight, if your power clean and hang clean weight's going up, he's like, your jumping and your sprinting is gonna go up too. So it's like I've always been kind of favorited that movement.
Getting some acceleration work on the track is your favorite. Some wickets. Then while we're in the weight room, we're power clean and deadlifts. Those are your favorite. Got you. Okay. Sounds like a solid workout. I can see why it's translating, helping you, jump further. But now after practice, what are you refueling with? What's something that you feel helps put you back where you need to be, refuels you, and has helped pushing your performance?
So we're talking like maybe like nutrition wise or like okay, nutrition wise. What do I fuel myself with on a daily basis? I try to keep things simple. I love to cook. I enjoy cooking. I really like to cook. I love, making flavors and stuff. But, with school, track, weights, all that stuff, it does kind of get like a hassle. I don't know if it's a hassle or if I'm just a little too lazy. But, yeah, I like to keep it simple. So I'll just cook up like some ground beef, ground bison, or something like that. Maybe something a little leaner. And then just some rice. And then I'll have like a little bag of vegetables or something. But yeah, nothing too crazy. I used to be on this. There's a meal prep service, like I'm sure you see, like one of those that like sends you like the pre-packaged box like stuff. I used to do that, but yeah, other than that, like now, yeah, I just have ground beef, ground chicken, ground turkey, and some rice. Just trying to keep it as
simple and clean, protein, carbs, and some veggies in there. Okay, so we got our favorite track workout, got our favorite weightlifting exercise. We even got our post-workout meal, right? And there comes a point in time, where high school is done, college is done, right? So what are your goals now that you competed at that D1 level, like you said, right? You have some big accomplishments, right? You're showing your talent, how far you can go. What are your goals now? What are you planning to do?
That's a good question, Samar. That's a good question, man. Shoot, I've still been on the fence. I've still been teeter-tottering with really what I want to do. I think that's what I have to figure out. What do I want? What do I want out of this life? I can't lie. Like obviously, like when I was a kid, I always wanted being an Olympian, making an Olympic team was the dream. Still is. Would be nice. But then again, not saying I can't. I'm not saying I don't necessarily have the ability, but these fools are jumping. And when it comes down to that, now I'm sure you still continue to run track. once you get to that level, like you want where you just want to keep going, it's strictly intrinsic. Like it's you wanting just to better you. So yeah, next step for me, I guess you could have like a creative side or something, whatever you want to say. Like I like to make music and put myself out there in that aspect. Um, so hopefully that goes well. We'll see where that takes me. But as far as track, like I've been peeking over, seeing what Premier Athletics has been doing over there at Mount Sac. Shark Athletics. I like the program. No, you're very familiar with the program. Um, I see the success they're having over there, so it definitely is very, very, very tempting to continue. Like I said, it's still not off the table. I've had a couple talks with the coaches over there, so you might see me over at Mount
Bro,
Sac
so
next year.
yeah,
That's
Premier
all.
Athletics, they're
That's all.
doing some big things. They got a national
Right.
champion over there, national record holder over there. So they, putting in work for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
literally.
Okay. Yeah,
So
that's right.
they're putting in work. It's a solid program, and like you said, if you believe that you still have what it takes, if you believe, for me, I never had
Right.
a season where I was like, dang, I'm capped. Like that's all I can do. I feel like I did like. I can't run fast. I've never had a season like
Right.
that. So if you feel like, hey, I'm getting
Right.
it, but I'm not at my max, my cap, my full potential yet, you might
Right.
as well see it through. Um,
That and that's a lot of the like when I talk to people, talking to my teammates about it, because that's the same thing. What are you doing next year? And when I break down my circumstances, I get a lot of similar responses to what you're telling me. It's like, well, it's like, hey man, it's like, yeah, literally, you got at this point, like when you're just doing it by yourself, there's not the same amount of pressure like, oh, you're doing it for a team or letting a coach down. Like it's just you. And it's like you're really just
Literally,
having fun.
great
So
squad,
yeah.
teammates become your brothers, your sisters. We're going out to eat after. We're holding each other accountable.
Right,
We're
right.
keeping each other
Mm-hmm.
motivated. We're supporting each other at the meet. So it is a completely different
Mm-hmm.
environment as opposed to just being in
Right,
school and you're a student athlete. So it does have
right,
a different level of fun, but it does take a different level of work and focus as well. Um,
right. So can you? So what? Let me ask you a question. Like when you're talking about the different level of focus, like what would you say was the biggest difference between, I guess, your collegiate years and like your post collegiate years, like what you're in now? Like how much harder is it to stay
um,
focused? If
I would
that's
say it is harder to stay focused because, like
right,
you said, right, you get to a point where you kind of want to be, you want to be grown, you want to be a man, and it's like, let me get a job, let me work, and let me do this, I want to get my own place, I want to get a nice car, right?
right,
So you have to juggle wanting to do those things and still investing in your track career. You know what I'm saying? While you're in college,
right,
the
right.
recovery is kind of there for you. The resources are there for you. You get to spend the
Yeah,
time at the school because you're
yeah.
you're gonna be there. You're a student athlete. Um,
Right,
at this level, it's like we have hour and a half, 2 hours of practice, and then everybody has their own life. Some people have full-time jobs. Some
right,
people are still in school going for their masters, their doctors. So it takes a different level of focus to actually like do some type of recovery practice. Find somebody that's going to give you a massage.
right,
Find a trainer that's going to invest in you. We're also where you're either paying the coach and paying some of the track, paying the entry fees for some of the track meets as well. You're driving
right,
yourself there,
right, right,
so the
right,
times, I took this for granted. I sat back this year and I was like, dang man, I really missed this. The bus rides with your team and you get to just kick back and sleep.
yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
you're driving yourself to
right,
AP. We're gonna have a meet
right,
at
right,
San Diego
right,
Mesa, so we don't have a bus. You're gonna have to take yourself there. We had a meet at
right,
like
right,
Fullerton. We had a meet in OC. We had a meet at Soka. So you're driving yourself to all these places. Also your nutrition, right? It's 100%. Nobody's gonna like ask you. Hey, yeah,
right.
don't
Slap
do.
you on the wrist to tell
It's
you, hey, don't do this.
100%
Hey, don't do.
you,
Yeah, right, right.
and I actually feel like that kind of it takes the blinders off and it fully lets you see like, dang, okay, I really do have to take the time, be patient with my journey for one, but actually invest in myself. You're looking for, you're looking for the best resources, the best tools, the people that actually invest in you and help you out. You literally have to build your own team, right? And so I started looking at other pros on the high level. For example, I use Sydney McLaughlin as a perfect example. When she comes to a track meet, she has a coach, but she has her own team. Like, they set up her own little tent. She got her own massage therapist in there, somebody stretching her out, like, it's a whole different level of focus. We're not here to play, right? Otherwise, you'd be wasting your own time, right? In college, there's another meet, and you got teammates, and, it's a completely different environment, right? But it is a different level of fun as well because, some of the restrictions are off, it's a completely different environment. I've ran club track, and I would say, like, it's similar to being in club, just at the adult level, just at the professional level. And you do have to be patient with your journey. That's the one thing that my coach has got on me about this year. I took some time off from track, and this is my first year back. Had a little injury, and I was at one point of the season where I'm like, man, I'm not, where I know I could be. And he's like, hey, bro, like, you got to chill out with that, Track and field is not a linear sport where, yeah.
That could go
For
on
real,
shirt,
like,
man.
you're not necessarily going to, PR every meet. You might have a couple weeks consistent at the same time and same range, and then all of a sudden it starts dropping for you. You might make a big jump. You might actually go back, and then you got to look at, okay, what did I do differently that set me back? It's a completely different level. So you really do have to be patient with your journey, right? And I look at it like this as well, right? Like, there's a point in time where every athlete has to hang up their spikes. You have to hang up your jump shoes, right? I don't want to get to that point and be like, dang, I should have tried. Like, I should have did this. I should have did that, I don't regret much in my life, but I know for a fact, had I not taken this opportunity, if I didn't take this serious, I would, I'd be that old dude, 50, 60 years old. It's like, oh man, when I was competing, I could have did this. Nah, I want to be that old dude that feels accomplished, reach my full potential, and whatever that might be. Try not to set, a certain mark or a certain time, because every year is different. There's up years, there's down years in track, right? But it's all 100%. About, do you feel like you've reached your full potential? If not, keep going, bro. Keep going. Especially if you have a coach at this level that's telling you, hey, man, we got some things over here. We feel like you'd be a great fit. We want to invest in you, right? Because best believe those same coaches are telling other people, nah, like, we good.
That's true. And not everybody gets through the doors.
So if you have the opportunity, you might as well, try it out. See how far you can go. See what it can do for you, right? Don't sit back and think like, can't decide. Try it and decide. See how it feels. See if you connect with the coach, See if he, has some missing pieces, some things that you haven't done before, some things you haven't focused on, some resources that can help you out, The time doesn't stop for anybody. So time is going to go past. Don't let that time pass. And you're like, dang, man, I should have tried. And the biggest determining factor for me, I feel like everybody's, dream in our sport is the Olympics, right? We're in California. In 2028, the Olympics are coming to your home state. I'm going to say this again. In 2028, the Olympics are coming to your home state. You telling me you're not going to get a foot in on the jump? You don't have to fly to Tokyo. You don't have to fly to Korea, to Beijing. It's coming to you, and you not going to get a foot in? Come on, bro. Ain't no way.
You're right. I'm gonna have to give it a shot. That's what's up.
5 years.
4 years down the road, 3 or 5 years. 5 years. It's enough time for sure.
That's
It's enough
all I'm
time.
saying, bro.
We'll
You
see.
might as well give it a shot, see how far you can go, see what your full potential is. You know, don't compare yourself against nobody else.
Right.
Compare yourself against your past and, you know, see if you can get better, right? That's literally all it's about.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you can't be mad if you're getting better and, you know, you might not see the Olympics. You might not see this. You might not see that meet, whatever it is. But if you're getting better, that's an accomplishment in itself, right? And that Premier Athletics program, they have a solid program. People are putting up some big marks.
Yeah, I know. What's it called? I was yeah, me and Miles. I was actually roommates with my buddy Miles my freshman year, and yeah, I've been talking to him about the program, and then obviously Sela was also my teammate over here at Fullerton, so it's been cool to watch and see how they've progressed, and so I've been able to take bits and pieces and ask them like is it legit or like what's going on over there. So yeah, they're definitely at the top of my list.
Man, I mean,
athletics, yeah.
she's a national record holder, and it's her first year out with the program, so that alone speaks for itself. I'm not saying it's a perfect program. I don't feel like any program is perfect, but it's up to you to figure out what perfect can be. If that's your jump coach and you don't have a trainer, then you got to find a trainer. There's good trainers at Fullerton, but I promise you, there's even better trainers that do it for a profession outside. There's massage therapists that do it better as a profession outside of the school. So you might really have to build your own team, build your own camp, people that support you, people that's investing in you. And track is a sport like it can take you all over the world. You can travel with it, right? And then one thing that I'm always teaching my teammates as well is, we let these shoe sponsors dictate our whole life, right? We kind of feel like, I didn't get sponsored by Nike or Adidas, so I can't really do it. But I always ask them this question: Do you sleep on Nike? Do you eat Nike? Do you drive Nike? No. So these are not the only sponsorships out there. Chipotle sponsors, sponsors, Food for Less, Rob's, Kroger. They have sponsors where they sponsor athletes. Come to Olympic year, you're gonna see it. Right? Toyota, Nissan, Chevy, they sponsor athletes, right? Michael Norman is sponsored by Toyota. Boy got like 3 Supras in the garage, right? Sleep Number, Gatorade, Powerade, right? Even GNC, Vitamin Shop, they all sponsor athletes, right? Hanes, Athleta, Reebok, like there's so many different level of sponsorships out here. I have a little partnership with Noble. I have a partnership with Electrolyte, right? And I sought those partnerships out. They didn't find me. So it's up to you to figure out what resources, what nutrition, what drinks that you like. And I went after them, bro. I went to a 7-Eleven, and I'm like, everybody drinking Gatorade, and if you look at it, it's really sugar water. So I started grabbing other drinks and looking at the back. I couldn't decide. I said, any, mini, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. I'm going to go with this one. Try it, take a photo, post it on the story. They DM me back like, hey, make sure you try all of them. I said, okay. I started trying all of them, posting and tagging them. Then they was like, hey, man, we see what you're doing in track, wishing you the best, the best of luck this season. I said, thank you. I appreciate that. I kept posting, hit them back like, hey, do y'all have ambassadors? And they said, yeah, we do. We love to send you some stuff and see if you like it. I come home one day, I got 6 boxes of, 12 drinks in every box. That's enough drinks to get through season. So I bring a whole box to the team and sharing it and getting people to try it. They love that video. Then they start sending me more. So you can create a relationship, create a partnership with these companies, and next thing you know, you got a sponsorship, right?
Exactly. And all you gotta do is
all you gotta do is ask.
All you gotta do is ask.
There's so many different levels.
I had a you're not the first person to tell me that. Like when it comes down to sponsorships or like just networking with people in general. And I'm sure, like you said, you did this all through the power of social media. Like that's what the crazy thing about social media is. You do not even have to know people. Like even if like I'm not sure if it was on your personal Instagram or not, but you probably DM'd Electrolit and they were talking to Trackletics. Y'all don't even know each other,
like
but then
that.
boom, partnership. I don't have to know you for each other, for everybody eats. You know what I'm saying? Especially with freaking
We
social media, it's like, bro, we get
literally
it popping. You just gotta ask, like you said. And closed
simple
mouths
as
don't get
that, bro.
fed. Simple as
I'll
that.
be honest with you. I'm not out here sliding in
Right.
girls' DMs. I'm sliding in these business
Yeah, man, it's
DMs,
overrated,
bro.
right?
Cooper
Right,
Biz put me on Laura
right.
bar. I'm in Laura's DMs every time I have a bar at the track meet.
Right.
Bam. Slide. Yo, this my favorite one.
Yeah.
I bought two. I bought the
Right.
whole buy, building
Right.
relationship. Are you the marketing
Right.
manager or are you the social media manager? Oh, I'm the marketing manager. Cool. What's your name? Oh, nice to meet you,
Right.
Mike. Now every time I post something, Mike, this the best one over here. Right? Like it's literally
Right.
networking.
Right. You're
And
right.
this
You make
social media
personal
stuff do
connection.
not close,
Right.
right? So we live off California time, but there's people from Botswana, Jamaica, from
That's true.
Florida,
That's
from
true.
Texas. Like there's people on the live right now from different states on a different time zone, from different countries, right? So there's
Right.
Electrolit is
Right.
from Mexico. I didn't know that until
I didn't
I
even know
started
that.
DMing them, and I'm on the website. It's from
Right.
Mexico, bro. So it's so many,
Okay.
there's so many different levels of sponsorships, right?
Right.
And it could start off with them providing you drinks, providing you food. It could be a massage
Right.
gun, it could be a foam roller, it could be anything, right? And now all of a
Right.
sudden, your grocery list start getting thinner because you're no longer paying for this stuff, right? Then all of a sudden, they start paying
Right.
you to
Right.
drink it,
Right.
paying you to eat it. Now we talking.
Right.
You
Right.
don't have to
Exactly.
leave it up to
Exactly.
Nike or Adidas or all these big name
Right.
brands to find you. You can literally build your own team of people, bro. Build your own team of resources. Really.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point because I mean, you could easily say that maybe not even in just track, but maybe especially in track. Like, yeah, athletes get so stuck on like, oh, Nike, Adidas, Puma, Asics. Like, if you're not with a big company, like, I guess people don't look at you as cool. Like, yeah, when my name comes up on the board, it doesn't say Nike next to it. Like, okay,
Right. But
whatever.
see,
But so yeah. But you're
if
making very
this
good
how
points.
I
You're
look
making
at it
very
as
good
well,
points.
right? Like people having the GOAT talk is LeBron better than Jordan, right? But let's just look at these other sports, for what it is, right? LeBron plays for the Lakers. He's sponsored by Nike. But you don't ever see LeBron wearing a Nike jersey. He wear the Lakers jersey. I don't see that as no
Right.
different than me putting on my Sharks jersey. Right? The Premier
Right.
Athletics jersey, they got a
Right.
dope jersey. When that came out, I was like, that's hard.
Yeah.
They have a dope
Right.
jersey. It's the Lakers,
Yeah.
Sharks,
Mhm.
Lakers, Premier Athletics. We're on
Right.
the team, right? You got a coach,
Right.
but LeBron went and built that relationship with Nike. Not everybody on the
Right.
Lakers is sponsored
Right.
by Nike. It's people in the league that don't
Right.
have no sponsorship. NBA,
Yeah.
MLB, NFL. There's people on these teams that don't have no sponsorship. But we sitting back waiting like, oh, I can't
Right.
compete because Nike don't want me. Nah, bro. Build you a team.
Right.
Network.
Like you said, start sending some
That's
DMs,
all
start
that
reaching
happened,
out.
bro.
Yeah.
And I broke it down to a system, right? A lot of these companies want to see that you support them, that you try the product. Don't just shoot them a DM like, hey, can I get some stuff
Right.
for free? Nah, not going to work like that. If you did it to Nike, it's not going to work like that either, right? So it can literally find the products that you like.
Right.
Some people like Gatorade, some people like Powerade, but there's another drink out there, Body Armor, Electrolit, right?
Right.
There's a Prime drink now. There's Celsius. There's Rain, right? So whatever you drink, try it, post it, tag them, right?
Right.
If you keep doing that, they gonna DM you back. Oh, Christian, thank you for supporting us. Try this flavor. They gonna start like talking to you. Ask them, who are you? Are you the marketing manager? What's your name? He gonna say, oh,
Right.
I'm Brian. I'm the marketing manager. Cool, Brian. Well, you know, now every
Right.
time you DM them and you post something, hey Brian, you know now you're on a name
Right.
basis. Now you're building the relationship, right? Now you're building that connection.
Right.
So by the time you know break down your story, I'm a track and field athlete. I'm a jumper, right? You know, these are my goals. I'm competing over here. I went through this and I came back from that. Telling your story. Then you can ask for that partnership, right?
Oh yeah.
And then they're
Right.
once they know that you support them, you try the product, that you really like it. Out of everything else you can be trying, you're posting, you're tagging them. They know your story, that you're actually serious, you're putting in this work, and your product helps them. Then you ask for some type of partnership, ambassador, right? You can ask for they even have commission links, right? I wish I had a commission link with Electrolit, because I can't tell you how many people are now trying to drink. They'll post it and they'll tag me, and I'm like, dang. If I had a commission link, I'd get a cut of that, a cut over here. But it's cool because now I'm building that relationship. I send it right to Electrolit. Check this out. And they like, thank you for sharing this, Samar. We appreciate it, because those are people that Electrolit would not reach without me. We seen it in the store. Ain't nobody grabbed it though. They see me posted. They want to go try it. Then they're finding flavors that they haven't seen me try, and they'll tag me. Hey, you tried this one, bro? I'm like, no, I ain't tried that one. Hold on.
Right. Now that passion fruit the passion fruit Electrolit, fire. No, I had a sip of that. I bought one of those, and I was like, now how come I haven't ever had a passion fruit like a sports drink? Like, where's this been my whole life? I got what other
Man, they
flavors?
they have a blue raspberry. Oh my god, it's so good, bro. It doesn't leave that like aftertaste. Yeah, nah,
that
smooth.
artificial
They're
taste.
good.
Like,
They got a horchata. They got it. My favorite one, my number one favorite is just the strawberry. I love it. It's so smooth. It's good cold. It's good lukewarm. Just sitting in your backpack. It's good. But I literally went to 7-Eleven, bro, and I grabbed the Gatorade, and I'm like, I'm gonna put that back. Let me see what these other drinks are. And I had the intention to create a relationship. I didn't know they was gonna send me some stuff. I didn't know they wanted to work with me. And I did it off my personal page. I didn't tell them nothing about Trackletics. Literally. All my personal page is a documentary of my track and field journey. So I post a photo, boom, trying this drink out today. Tag them. They hit me back like, hey, make sure you try them all. I said, cool, say no more. I went the next day, grabbed a different one, boom, post tag. And they said, which one you like better? I'm like, the strawberry hidden. I keep trying them. Tried the grape, tried the orange, tried the blue raspberry, tried the kiwi strawberry, right? And I did it for 14 days. That's 14 posts. And now we having a conversation.
Right.
I'm really in the DM having a conversation with him. And I asked him, what's your favorite flavor? Which ones you drinking every day? Are we really building a relationship? And I said, hey, do y'all have ambassadors? They said, yeah, we do, but we want to send you some stuff. I said, all right, cool. Gave him my address. It was like 2 weeks went by. I thought they forgot about me. I come home one day, bro, it's 6 boxes. I'm like, dang. I'm carrying these boxes in the house. Like my brother, mom, like, what's that? I'm like, hey, hold on. Let me toss them one. Try it. Let me know what you think. They like, wow, this is way better than Gatorade. I'm like, that's what I thought.
Right. They are. They're better than Gatorade. And like I thought when I first drank one that I was gonna get like the Pedialyte, like the Pedialyte vibes. But like you're saying, like it's like the smoothness of the drink, like it's like you're drinking air. Like I don't even know how to describe it. Like it's just, bro, they are really, really light and smooth.
There's companies like them in every niche, bro. Whether it's clothing, whether it could be socks, you know what I'm saying? It could be a mattress topper, the sleep number bed. There's all type of pillows. There's so many different levels, so many different sponsorships out there. We let Nike and Adidas stop you. And I love Nike. I grew up dreaming of being sponsored with Nike. You know what I'm saying? They still offer me a check. We could talk, you know. But I'm not going to, let's go, you
I'm
know
trying
what
to do
I'm
it.
saying?
I'm trying to do
But
it.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to wait on them. That's the whole goal, right? If you feel like this track stuff that you can really do it mentally, physically, you got what it takes, you have not reached your full potential, you might as well see the journey through and you can build your own team, right? That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying, bro. That's
100%.
literally all I'm saying. But it's been a pleasure to talk with you. Definitely gonna stay, connected and
Yeah.
following your journey. I appreciate you taking the time out
Thank
of
you.
your day to have this conversation with me. Is of
Appreciate you
course,
having me. I appreciate that, man. So you've always showed me some love. You even showed me some love last year before we even really connected on a personal level. Remember, I got a post and I was like, I even commented on a post like, wasn't even that far, man. And even you were like, nah, bro, like kind of what you're telling me, like, nah, like you gotta see it through for yourself. Like, who cares what everybody else is doing? For like, what did you do? So like, yeah,
yep,
you've always been
always,
on
man.
my
I'm
side,
here to
man. So I
support.
appreciate you.
I create this platform to highlight athletes
Thank you.
like yourself, learn more about your journey, and literally follow it through. So that's all we're here for, bro. And I'm wishing you the best of luck as you continue to compete. I would love to see you on that pro level, especially with Premier Athletics. They have a dope program out there. Some of your
Yeah.
past teammates are now with the Sharks, now with Premier. So it's brothers and sisters out here now. Um, it's really a
Exactly.
solid
Exactly.
environment. If you truly believe it, and this is for everybody, anybody watching the live, anybody that's gonna watch the playback, literally for you too, man. If you believe that you have not reached your full potential, if you believe you have what it takes mentally, physically to compete in this sport, see the journey through. Trust in yourself, have faith in your own journey, bro. You came back from an ACL tear. People would have quit way back then. So if you're gonna come back from an ACL
Yeah.
tear, why are we gonna quit now? Come
Right,
on,
right. You
bro.
can't come back for one more
Why are we
season
gonna
type
quit
stuff.
now?
Like,
That's
yeah,
all I'm
no
saying. But it's
rehab.
truly been a
Right,
pleasure, man. I'm
right,
wishing you the best,
right.
bro. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You
Thank you
too.
as
That's
well.
it
Have
for
a good
us on
rest of your day, man.
Trackletics Live.